What's going on, Raider Nation? So it's week 5. The Houston Texans. This is a team that's been owning the Raiders pretty much historically, and because Houston is a young team, and since the Raiders at Houston have come together, it's just the Raiders have been incompetent since. This is going to be a very, very tough game as expected. A lot of people had the Raiders going 1-4 to start the year, and or even 2-3 possibly to start the year, and that could possibly happen because Houston is a very, very tough team, especially in the first half. Houston in the second half has been kind of mediocre, but the first half has been rock solid for them, and it sucks that we're playing them in week 5 of the season. Going over this team, they got a lot of weapons, and they definitely improved immensely. They're most likely the favorite to win the AFC South division. With a guy named Peyton Manning who's hurt for the Colts, and everybody else kind of sucking or being mediocre. Houston, by default, most likely should be the AFC South champs. Going into their roster, we're going to finally be tested against the pass rush. We haven't really seen a pass rush, and I know we're ranked. We haven't given up many sacks. But, I guess the teams before us haven't had a good pass rush or just kind of suck at blitzing or something. Because we got to face Mario Williams, we got to face, of course, J.J. Watt, who was their first-round pick, who's been tearing it up. Then you even got Brian Cushing as well. So their defense supposedly is loaded, and their secondary, which sucked completely last year, has been upgraded with a guy like Jonathan Joseph. Supposedly, they are a much more well-rounded team. They already have an offense, we know that. Some keys for the Raiders this game, we just need to see the defense play. They just need to get like a million times better than they played last week. Because last week was piss poor. Patriots ran the ball all over us. That was pretty awful. I think the Raiders will be able to move the ball on them and score. That should not be an issue. If we can just give the ball to McFadden and play into our game plan that works, then I think this Houston defense is not that good. They just have a decent pass rush, and the offensive line will be tested. That's probably the only key we have on offense. But defensively, we need to really step it up because you got Matt Shaw. Of course, he can pass the ball at will. Even if Andre Johnson's not playing, last year he didn't play against us, and they still creamed us. Doesn't matter who they got, whether it's Owen Daniels, Kevin Walters, and then, of course, the running back, Arian Foster, is back in the lineup, which he's been tearing it up from what I've heard. So, Raiders' defense needs to get much better. Right now, you look at the personnel, Seymour was playing too much on emotion. We got to work on penalties a lot. Of course, we did that against the Jets. The penalties got better, but the penalties and just discipline is really lacking, and I think they know they need to address that. But as I said before, the defense, both running and pass defense, needs to improve drastically if they want any chance of winning this game, because it could be over in the first half. We can't get any stops. I hate kind of saying that, but the defense just has been pretty bad. Specifically, the guy we're going to be pointing the finger at, Rolando McClain, the guy that I wanted drafted to be on the Raiders, the guy I thought he would be instant impact. It's not. I can't say that he's a bust yet because it's only his second year of the season, but he hasn't lived up to the instant impact hype that I thought he'd be. And I know a lot of criticism should be coming towards him. He hasn't been that bully, or the Raiders as a team haven't built the bully that we've been talking about, or that Hugh Jackson wants to build. We haven't seen that yet, and Rolando McClain hasn't helped us stop the run yet. We were expecting him to. And in the short term, he has not. He hasn't lived up to the hype. Quentin Groves has been playing better than him, and I'm not saying Groves sucks, but McClain is supposed to be our best linebacker, and as of right now, that's not the case. But yeah, the secondary will be tested. Stanford Routt should do his job, but Chimney Chekwa, hopefully he won't be placed with Kevin Walter or Andre Johnson if he plays. The safeties also got to be playing better as well. For what I heard, Michael Mitchell was kind of being up and down. It sucks that Michael Huff was out. I will agree. Him and Chris Johnson are much better in the secondary. The depth is very thin. They need to get healthy as well. That's going to be a big factor in play going into this game. So let me know what you guys have. I really think the defensive line will also need to get to Matt Shaw because that's going to be hard. Houston is up near the top at offensive line rankings. They don't allow very many sacks. So going into this game, they're gonna have to play with a lot of heart. They're gonna have to just out. Also, Jason Campbell needs to play some smart football. Not that interception he threw to, I think, Patrick Chung was awful. You gotta just play smarter football, throwing it away when you need to, and throwing the ball accurately when you need to, because that smart football wasn't happening against the Patriots. You could say Belichick outsmarted us and perfectly knew what we were doing, and maybe he exposed our offensive game plan, which means we need to change it up. So let me know what you guys think of this Raiders game. I mean, the defense has been my issue, obviously. Last game, it was pretty awful. So let me know what you guys think, because Houston's got way too many weapons, and that's what's been worrying me. Now, on another note, of course, I'm wearing this jersey because hockey season begins in less than a week. And for some of you, for those of you who have a team, I think your team will play in less than 48 hours, because some teams will start on Thursday. So hockey season's just around the corner, and the Sharks are going to get a preview video in later this week. So for those of you who are Sharks fans or like the NHL, be on the lookout for a Sharks preview. I'll be talking hockey later this week. But as always, go Raiders. We'll see you guys later, and pull off the upset. Let's build a bully. And as Hugh Jackson would say, let's also live up to what he says, and he better put his money where his mouth is, because I know he made that guarantee of the division. We got to live up to that, and you got to put your money where your mouth is. We'll see you guys later, and go Raiders.